Hi lovely people, so this is a Galactic Mayan Astrology report for the 16th of September 2019. So the energy that we are moving into is the energy of White World Bridger. Now White World Bridger energy can be a little bit for people, you know, I feel like it's quite a dramatic energy, and it's equivalent to the Tower card in the tarot. And it's all about, you know, the transformation and the death process. So the World Bridger is about moving from one world to another. It's about moving from one reality to another. And in order for us to shift our reality, in order for our lives to change, something's got to die. And, you know, that is the death of old beliefs, you know, and so everything that we're experiencing within our lives, within our own personal reality, is being magnetised to us within the perspectives that I adhere to. It's been magnetised to us, you know, based on the beliefs that we hold about ourselves at a really deep level and about what life is, and, you know, from every realm of our lives. And if we want to change that, you'll often see, it's like, you know, if somebody's trying to lose weight, yeah, you'll often see somebody on that bandwagon like for ages, and they might lose the weight and they might then regain it, or they might just not be able to lose the weight or whatever. And 9 times out of 10 that's because below the surface there's this really anchored belief about food and weight, and or many beliefs around all of those things. So it's like, until those beliefs get shifted and are changed or dissolved or transformed, the reality of the person cannot sustainably change. So when it comes to White World Bridger energy, it's really about the death of the old, something having to be let go of so that something new can be born. And, you know, personally at the moment I've been working through, you know, things around boundaries, and, you know, this energy of like wanting to be loved and wanting to be liked, and that meaning that I, in my own way, which is different to the way that I was taught in childhood, have become a very, you know, pleasing person, and wanted to like give and, you know, be everybody's best friend. And there's a genuine heart of that that is within me, but it's not sustainable. So what's going on for me at the moment is that I am having, you know, I'm working with all of those beliefs, and that's through working with the beliefs that's then changing my behaviour. So that's like the first step. So to take it back to the analogy of the weight loss thing, it's like as those beliefs shift about food, about exercise, about how the body looks, all of those different things, as those shift, then the person is able to step forward with different action. But then the other step, the next step of that, is that there's going to be a different reaction from the environment and from the people in the environment, because you've made a change. So again, to take it back to this energy of, you know, the weight loss thing, there might be people in your circle that are like, what are you doing? You used to come out and get drunk with us, and now you're saying that you don't want to drink anymore because it's got too many calories in it. What are you doing? And it might be then that that person or those people are no longer in your reality anymore. So in order for you to get from this space, I love that they're giving me this analogy because it's probably quite key for me. In order for you to get from a space of, you know, this wanting to, being stuck in this pattern of, you know, body image and weight and all of this stuff, to get into the space that you want to be in, that reality, everything about what's woven into that reality has to die. So that's a really mild example, you know, of White World Bridger energy. It's beautiful and it's amazing, but there is sort of a sacrifice on some level that has to be made in order to step into the new. It's like, can you step up? Can you step up properly? You know, it's not just like, I kind of feel a little bit different, and everything then ticks along the same. No. White World Bridger is like, bam, this is new, this is different, step up. So as well, because it's a white sign, so the white signs are all about refinement. So it's about getting really clear. And the other word that feels very, very key for this wave spell is integrity. And when we're refining, we're really getting closer to our integrity. So it's, as opposed to being quite wishy-washy and quite bigger picture-y, it's about the specifics. So looking at each specific element. You know, if you reflect on your day on the first day of the wave spell, which is on Monday, Monday the 16th, and if you give yourself the opportunity to sort of break down what happened throughout the course of that day, because the first day of the wave spell is the initiation of the energy, so we get to see the theme that we're going to be working with. So if you're able to look at the specifics of what happened during that day or what is happening during the day, you're then able to sort of pick out the different themes of what you're going to be working with, and seeing again this energy of like, okay, so that feels really good, that doesn't feel good. So then tick, okay, so that doesn't feel good. So what is underneath that? What is the belief that is underneath that that's holding that in my reality? Okay, so there's a belief that's here, and where is that belief from? Oh, that belief was created when I was 7. It's due to that experience. So you follow this thread down, 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 and then you're in the grips of it all. Now, as you work with that and heal that in whatever way you do, I do EFT, but your process might be very different. You release that energy, so then its manifestation in this reality is going to shift, because that has shifted. But if that doesn't shift, this can't shift. And White World Bridger really takes us into that opportunity. You know, it's kind of, White World Bridger is the one that comes in and it's like, whether you like it or not, this is going to be, you know, you get to be at the choice point. And it's kind of sometimes a bit of a like smack around the face of like, pull your socks up. In the most, you know, loving cosmic mother way, but pull your socks up is like a bit of an English expression of like, come on, get yourself sorted, step up. So sometimes, you know, if there are things that we've not been dealing with, that we've been avoiding looking at, when White World Bridger energy comes in, it can be like, there's no way to not look at this now. You have to work with this, or you're going to keep getting hit around the face. So the other thing, you know, with this energy is that it's a really amazing portal. It's a really amazing opportunity to be able to access those things that are ready to shift and to die. And, you know, it really works with this kind of the big ego fear of death, and ending and losing oneself and all of that stuff, because the other element of all of this, as is always the case, if we take it back to the personal, it's like, what elements of our personality are ready to die and are ready to shift in order for something new to be born. Now, oftentimes, you know, when we're in this energy too, and when we're in this process of getting ready to shift, we will see it on the outside. And when we really see it on the outside, we don't want to admit that it's within us. When we have that huge reaction to the outside, it's like, I don't want to actually look at the fact that this is in me. So again, with this energy, it might be that we feel very, very triggered by circumstance or people on the outside that are being our angelic messengers and coming in to be like, you need to have a little look at yourself, come on. So also within this energy, there is a huge initiation of, you know, a beginning to, you know, as we go through the death, we go through the birth. It's the same. So the World Bridger is about, you know, the death and the birth. So even though, you know, the first section that I've been sharing with you is like kind of the doom and gloom, what's going to happen, we can work on letting go of that as well. But then from that space, we get to level up. You know, it's that, I remember a friend of mine years ago talking about like when you level up in some kind of a personal development way, and I don't mean, you know, necessarily in like a cosmic like, oh, I can feel, oh, all this stuff. It's like, you know, when you spoke up when you didn't used to speak up, you know, when you can meet a challenge and feel alright about it that would have floored you before. But getting into that space, it's like new and fresh and like, whoa, dropping into a deeper feeling of safety, you know, or comfort, or however it manifests for you, within yourself, to know that you can look after yourself, to know that you can meet these challenges, to know that you can handle money now, to know that you can, you know, all of these different things. So, you know, within this wave spell, by the end of the wave spell, we're really all going to be in this space of like, whoa, that's amazing. You know, really, really exploring and experiencing something new, like a new aspect of ourselves, a new aspect of our experience. And a lot of the people I'm connected to at the moment, including myself, are going into, you know, over this wave spell, will be initiating very big new things in their lives. You know, there's going to be like there's a very fresh energy. There's like we are beginning now. You know, we're beginning this new thing. So yeah, as we sort of create the space through the death process, you know, and I say this often, I get guided to say this often with serpent energy, because like when the serpent sheds its skin, it also goes blind for a period of time. And you know, within this wave spell, it might be wonderful Manchester alarms going off, but that's the perfect sort of reflection on the energy that I'm trying to pinpoint at this second, you know. So it's this real thing of like, the ambulance might come in, you know, there might be something that feels quite big that happens, but the reality is that on the other side of that, there's something incredible. And it all depends on our willingness, you know. How willing are you to die? How willing, and I don't mean a literal death, I mean, how willing are you to let go of the things that are no longer in alignment anymore? Even though, you know, it's like that old comfy pair of slippers, you know, that actually don't fit you anymore. So it's like ramming your feet into them again and again. You're just going to end up hurting yourself. But if you can kind of, within this wave spell, be like, actually, I think I'm going to get rid of those slippers, the whole process is completely different. And then afterwards you get some new slippers and you're like, whoa, that was wonderful. Whereas if you were to be like, I don't want to get rid of those slippers, and then the pixies come along and they start hiding your slippers, or something happens and your slippers rip, or something, there's like a massive gutted feeling because it was taken from you, and then you might have like some nice comfort getting some new slippers. But you don't necessarily have to go through the massive, you know, if there's a willingness that's there to release, if we can consciously be exploring this energy. And this is really the energy of the wave spells. It's like, if we can consciously go into this and be like, okay, I know what this energy is about, so I'm going to work with it like this, and I'm going to shift things like this, and I'm going to move things about, and I'm going to do, you know, so like with this wave spell, you know, I'm going to look at what is ready to die, what am I ready to release, where am I at, you know, look at the bits of my shadow. Then when the energy wave comes in, we're already in alignment with it, so we don't have that like dish. Whereas, you know, if we're on the other side of that and we're blindly going through it, we're just getting battered by the waves all the time. And especially within White World Bridger, because it's a very potent death transformation energy that refines our life into something greater. If we can actively be choosing to go through the eye of the needle and being like, right, hold on tight, let's go, as opposed to, whoa, I'm going through the eye of a needle, we're in a very different space, you know. So as well with this energy, you know, it's a portal from one wave being to another, like I say. So it's a really good time to, again, like weed a little bit. Think about, you know, where you're wanting to be and where you're at now. And looking at, you know, okay, so in order to get there, I kind of have to shift that stuff. So the kind of having the forethought of where you're wanting to be as you're doing this process as well is a really, really cool thing to tune into. So yeah, I think that's about all for now. I think for me personally, with where I'm at the moment, I'm kind of coming into a bit of a space of wanting to come back from social media a little bit more again. So I'm going to be really kind of, and I feel like, I don't know, there's something drawing me at the moment to focus more on like emails. So sending out a Wavespell email every Wavespell. It's obviously got a link to the video in, but then the other things that I'm getting up to, the other things that I'm offering at the time, and yeah, it feels like that's something that then is a bit more personal but a bit more manageable as well. And then I'm not having to do the Facebook dance as much, you know. Don't get me wrong, I do love Facebook and it's great to be connected to people, but there are lots of things within Facebook that I don't really vibe with. So yeah, so if you want to join my mailing list, I'm going to be promoting this for a little while, just so that as I slowly begin to make the shift, as many people as want to will have got the message and then be on the mailing list, so that they can continue to receive the things that I'm up to and what I'm doing. But yeah, if you want to get in, like if you want to be part of my mailing list, have a look at the link below. And also, you know, have a little look around my website. There's lots and lots of exciting things on there, like readings, which I love doing, and I get a lot of really, really cool feedback from. So yes, I'm sending you loads and loads of love for this wonderful Wavespell as we shift from one way of being into another way of being. And I hope that it goes really, really beautifully for you, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Loads of love.